An outpouring of love and respect these past 24 hours for a man who changed the world that we live in. Steve Jobs, the college dropout who was fascinated with computers at a young age, built Apple into one of the most successful companies in the world. On Twitter, one person wrote, "R.I.P. Rest in peace, Steve Jobs. You touched an ugly world of technology and made it beautiful." At the age of 56, Jobs leaves behind a world full of his innovations and technological toys. We want to talk a little bit more about the legacy of Steve Jobs. And so we're joined by Tim Cimbura, Chief Technology Consultant and Apple expert at Cimbura.com. Tim, thanks for being here tonight. You know, when we look back at all of the innovations of Steve Jobs, what do you think is going to stand out, say, 10 years from now?
Well, I think that the things that we see today, the iPad, the iPhone, the mobile devices, are definitely in the future. They're going to just be more of that, and there's going to be, we're going to look at those as just like normal technology. The kids grow up with magic today of these technology, and they don't even know a time when it didn't exist. But so we'll take it for granted, and they will be common in the future.
Yeah, it's really incredible, isn't it? I really noticed that with my 10-year-old. Steve Jobs, obviously also known for his technological advances, but I wonder about his sense of how to run a company. What do you think his legacy is in the business world as a businessman?
Right. Well, I think that definitely looking at what is focusing on one particular thing that you do the best, and he used the terminology of making something insanely great and dropping all the other things, and then having the trust of being able to risk and do something, being called a fool. You have to trust that in the future that the dots are going to connect to the things that make up your life are going to work together to make something amazing, and then hard work in a casual environment. You know, Steve Jobs always had wore jeans and a black turtleneck.
Yeah.
Yet he was a very serious businessman.
Yeah, and it was something about connecting with the people that he was trying to touch. And as someone who speaks all over the country yourself, I mean, you know about that. You know about presentations. Yeah. And those Apple presentations by Steve Jobs were really something that it seemed like no other CEO could really touch. What made him such a powerful speaker, do you think?
Well, I think there are many things. First, there's a simplicity in his message, and he would focus on the audience, and the audience telling them what things are going to really affect people's lives. He used visuals and video very effectively. He wasn't, he told a great story, and he also was not afraid of laughing and having fun, and even making fun of the mistakes that Apple had made over the years. Yeah,
like when he had that big screen up in front of that huge audience, and the internet basically failed. Remember all that? He handled that with such grace.
Exactly.
It was pretty good. Finally, I want to ask you, without Steve Jobs now at the helm, what do you think the company is going to look like? Are we going to continue to see such incredible innovation? Is that all still intact?
Yeah, well, I believe that probably the future of Apple's technology plans are mapped out probably for the next 10 years of the ideas and things that they want to innovate. So I don't think that will be a problem. Certainly he will be missed for not being there on a day-to-day basis to give his input and stuff, but there is a team of people at Apple that are pretty amazing and have had contributions all along the way. So I think that that's going to continue. It would really take a train wreck to completely change the course of what Apple is doing today. They are so successful.
Yeah, it is a pretty amazing company. Tim Cimbura, thanks so much for your time tonight.
Yeah.
Besides being the father of the modern PC, Jobs is also behind some of the most popular and revolutionary inventions of the last decade. We asked our Facebook friends, what was Apple's best and most revolutionary invention of the last 10 years? The overwhelming choice, the iPod, which got 148 of 218 votes. The iPhone was second with 35 votes, followed by the iPad with 33 votes. Thanks to everybody who voted.